Live streaming is on.
Greetings and welcome to Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I will be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for watching Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunt Hangar Forum member to find the link to attend the after party. Here at Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunt Hangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/S as in sunset, M as in Mary, F as in foxtrot. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunt Hangar will not approve you. If you're inclined to not come in and just enjoy watching us on YouTube, fantastic, wonderful. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Understand, sometimes I can't get in a word in myself, so be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. Now, if you find the Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts or the many building videos Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share the videos. That helps the channel grow. Please also consider joining our YouTube channel memberships, which start at $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunt Hangar. And with your memberships, you will get special badges you can see in the YouTube chat and unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. You can also use the super chat, which is located at the bottom of the chat box, to make donations. I believe you only can do that during the live show. So that would be an incentive. If you really want to help us, please come in and watch the live show so you can actually participate and make donations. And I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words you wouldn't say around your children and grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to turn my attention to another monitor and excuse me. And I'm going to hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
All right.
We have some echo. Let me see here. No, I did mute that. Let me see if I can fix this here. Just give me a moment here. Gary, I'm trying to allow you in. Keep hitting allow. For some reason. Unless you're already in here. Nope, I don't see Gary yet. Let's see. Do we still have an echo? No echo, right?
No.
All right.
An echo.
Echo.
Let go my Lego.
Let go my echo.
Yes. I went flying today. Flew my chipmunk a couple times. Then I tried to fly my impact. There is an echo.
I've got two screens that show you. Could that be the case?
Yeah,
Is it two of you?
I think you're right. Let me see here. You only need one of me.
I was just going to say that.
Great minds think alike.
And even ours do.
Ah. You guys hold tight. I'm going to close this down, and I'm going to come back.
Hi, Howard.
Hi.
I'm designing the cells, Howard.
Now I see just one of you, Charles.
Fantastic.
Live streaming is on.
Well, let's see. Hopefully I don't multiply.
Oh, now there are two.
All right, let me try this again. You guys carry on with talking to each other.
Hi, John.
Hey guys,
Hey, yeah,
how you all doing tonight?
doing good.
That good. Bad hearing about Bill Rich, wasn't it?
How about it? Good grief.
Yeah, he's gonna be missed.
Yeah, he's missed already.
Yeah.
I've been talking to him. I was talking to him over the past couple of weeks. I was calling him up because I heard he wasn't feeling well. And he was very brave and courageous, and hopeful that he was going to have another 3 or 4 years. But I could tell it was close to the end.
Well, he sure left his imprint and his memory on a lot of people, and it was a good one. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, that's good.
He's one of those people about whom you never heard a negative word.
Yeah.
That's rare.
Yeah. Even I, as wonderful as I am, I know there are people there that have things bad to say about me.
I don't know about that. Right back.
So, Tom, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Any new projects?
I've been working on this remote control plane. I'll show you how I call it the Ramel wing.
Well, it almost looks like a Howard, what was your Nemesis 3? There's Nemesis 2. Yeah. Have you flown it yet?
No, I haven't flown it. I just got it this far today. It's electric. I have this hatch where I can put the battery in.
Oh, cool.
It's magnetic, but it doesn't close all the way. That's where the air exits out of the back of the wing.
Uh-huh.
And air flows through the front to cool the motor and the ESC that's inside the pod. So it's
Now,
a bank
is
and
it gonna
yank
have-
airplane.
Is it going to have floats on it?
No,
Just-
well,
just-
it might later. I don't know. It doesn't right now, anyway.
Just give me a little jerk on that. I like seaplanes.
I've got 10 videos up on my YouTube channel that show the series of build videos.
Oh, cool.
The YouTube channel is Tom Space Rammel, TOM space RAMMEL.
Spelled just like it sounds.
I'm trying to let Gary in. I keep hitting allow, but I don't know why he's not coming in.
I see you try to do it.
I'm anxious to try flying it, but the weather in Minnesota still isn't very good. I
Ah,
still have ice on the lake, but it's probably not thick enough to walk on.
it's probably rotten.
Usually we have ice out between the 1st and the 15th of April.
I'd say it's still kind of rotten by now. I wouldn't get out on it.
Yeah, I'm not planning to go out on it.
Trouble with rotten ice like that, it's thick enough that if you do break through it, it's kind of hard to break back through it from underneath.
Right. Yep.
I was hoping for a better weather here too, but no, it's not gonna be. It rained all week long, so everything, probably the field is soaked down with water, and not gonna do it. But next weekend looks good.
Yeah.
Next weekend looks really good. We're looking at 70 degrees, light winds, 10 miles per hour.
Stunt weather.
No, what am I talking about? Showers. It's gonna rain too. Yuck.
Stunt weather.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
No, it's gonna
If
rain.
it's like Tennessee, it'll change in a couple hours.
That's West Virginia too.
That's Utah too. If you don't like it, just stick around.
What you breaking there, Brendan?
I don't know. It's a complicated system. It's how I got taught to kind of work with leveling things and putting things up. So I was going to run it by you all. Remember, I'm kind of a novice at stuff, so this is all real. Whatever. However I explain it, the wording's probably not going to be right on it. But I don't know if you all are familiar with Pete Klepsick. I know Bob Hunt is.
Oh yeah, how's Pete doing?
Doing pretty well. I mean, he was real close with John, so I'm sure the Brodax stuff affected him pretty hard.
Sure.
But I think Pete's going to have a event in August in West Virginia that he was hoping to have some people come out and kind of join him and sort of have.
Would that be a scale event?
I think it's just kind of a free fly. It sounded like there was someone down in Clarksburg, West Virginia that maybe runs a hobby shop or something that was having just kind of wanted to showcase control line and had some people come out. And then Pete was going to use that as maybe a way of talking about just sharing old stories about John and stuff. So, but I think that's sometime in August this year. But he showed me this system of leveling planes, and I'll tell you what, I know that most people I think use like flat tables and what have you, but if you see, I've got all these stands.
Oh yeah, very cool.
That allow you to, here, I'll try to show a little closer.
Well, you're doing good.
I don't know if people use these types of things or not, but there's a little nut on here that
Right.
if things are out of balance, I can twist it to bring the plane up or down.
Wow.
And then I have just all sorts of little levels all over it. I got my incident meter, obviously. I've got a little bubble level here
Oh, good.
on the front of the plane. I've got bubble level here, working on them on the tails. So this whole system allows you to just kind of put it in the air, and then the little nuts down here at the bottom can allow you to raise and lower things. And assuming that everything is just level in the air, you can have a plane that, you know, everything's square and good on it. So
Now, did you make that hardware?
yeah, it was a video. Pete Klepsik put me onto a video of him and another guy showcasing the system. And so, yeah, I just watched the video close and made the hardware myself based on things that I was seeing. And yeah, I mean,
Very, very good. Yeah, it looks
That's really cool, man.
now. So, do you have a datum line that you have in the plane that you're using to set it all up in the first place?
yeah, you talking about it like a straight line that kind of runs through the wing and such?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I did draw that up on the. It's going to be almost impossible to see.
Okay.
But yeah, this block of wood here, I did draw a line, and then I put the block of wood right on it using double-sided tape.
Okay.
So it is right, you know, in line with everything. So
All right.
that's where that bubble level there makes sure that you're up and down correctly.
So now, how do you know if you have the wing? Obviously, in one plane with that datum line, you got the wing straight. But how do you know you have it perpendicular to the fuselage? The wing is not caught front or back. How do you know?
That's where this on the nose in the bubble level there tells me that I'm correct with I'm 90 to the wing.
No, I'm talking about the wing being how to explain it.
If you look from the top,
Like the wing could be into the hole of the fuselage, but it could be canted, you know, to the right, canted to the left. How do you know about that orientation?
You talking about that?
No. The other dimension.
He's talking.
Look at your leading edge is 90 degrees, and is that 90 degrees to the fuselage?
Yeah. The term for that is skew.
Okay. The best I can say that I did on this, and maybe this isn't the right way, but I pre-measured from the fuselage out to on the spar. I made sure that I had equal distance on each side. And then I also went from the edge of the spar to the back and made sure that that was equal on both sides. And then I drew a line right on my wing so that when I put it in there, it's not one way or the other.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you were asking, correct?
Yeah. That's just.
yep,
Yes.
that answers the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a nice little jig up setup that would take away a lot of that problem. Makes it easy. I have an alignment jig setup that I offer that makes that less problematic.
Hey, is that Walter?
Yeah, on my new computer.
Congratulations, Walter.
Thank you. How you doing, Brendan? And everyone.
Now, the other thing is, I'm sorry to interrupt, Brendan. The other thing is important is that the stab also is not skewed, so that the trailing edge of the stab that needs to be parallel to the leading edge of the wing, so that
what is the stab?
The stabilizer.
That's a little wing
The
in the back.
elevator moves in the back. The
Okay,
elevator
yeah.
moves, and the stabilizer is still, but the elevator moves, which is attached to the stabilizer.
Okay.
You want the trailing edge of the stabilizer, that line, to be. If your leading edge of your wing is straight, then you'd have that trailing edge of the stab parallel to the leading edge of the wing. You follow me?
Right. Yes. And so I've made sure that the cut in there was,
Yeah, but you want your hinge line 90 degrees to the fuselage.
I
We're doing
understand,
the same thing.
I understand that too. And so I think to cure that, was using my 90, and I'd been putting it up against the fuselage and making sure that the hinge line was perfectly 90 with it.
Okay.
Easy-
Now, what you
easy
could also
way to
do is
do that.
measure the trailing edge of the stab to the leading edge of one panel of the wing and compare that to the same measurement on the other side of the stab to the other panel of the wing. Make sure those are the same distance.
Right.
So that trailing edge is perpendicular. I'm not perpendicular. It's parallel to the leading edge of the wing. And
This is also gonna work,
yeah,
Charles. I mean, it's good. It's profile fuselage, same thickness, so you put a 90-degree reference on it, you should get the job done.
yeah. But
And what you're saying is very hard to measure, Charles. It's
It
very
is?
hard to measure. Yeah, of course. How are you going to put a scale on it to make sure that you're perpendicular, parallel, and all that good stuff? Because
No,
if you
I'm talking
put
about
the scale on an angle like this, it's not going to measure the straight line.
talking
How are
about
you going to
just
measure on a
measuring-
leading edge that droops down?
You can do what's called trammeling.
Okay.
And again, I'm not
Where-
beating up on you, Brendan. I'm just the things that I go through to make sure that the plane is straight. One of the tenements that Bob Hunt says is the plane needs to be straight, rigid,
Light, proper power,
Light.
proper control system.
yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, I've wanted to show this off for a couple of weeks because, again, this is the only thing I've been taught on how to do any of that. So, realistically, I'm looking to learn. Like I said, I think this is, from what I've heard, this is kind of far out. This isn't what a lot of people are doing. It may work, but
I think it's
If it
a
works,
good setup.
It's
If
a
it
good
works,
step
it's good.
forward, that's for sure. It gives you
I
a
mean,
good solid base to work from.
Well, for this is a great system. I think you did a great job at it, and 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. That's what I'm saying. As long as you have a way to ensure that's straight, and it's plenty ensures. From what I see, it's just very, very good, very solid. You don't need a flat table, which is a plus. Yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Well,
If it works, it's a good
One,
system.
Yeah.
yeah, one thing that, like, when Wayne and I are setting up a fuselage, we will make sure that the stab is equal on both sides of the fuselage, and then we go to the trailing edge of the stab at the tip, and we take like spectral lines, which really don't stretch too much, or we use Pro Line, and you can tape a piece of Pro Line right at the tip of your stab, and you run that spectra to the tip of your trailing edge, and then you can also measure that way to make sure that your wing and stab are in the same relationship. So that's just one more way you could do it. But like you say, it's a profile, so just putting a 90 isn't the worst thing in the world. But you might see,
One thing is,
sometimes
if
you'll
you-
see they
if you
throw a
go-
little off.
okay.
Yep.
If you go from wing tip to trailing edge or the stab tip, you got to make sure that your wings are the same length on each side.
Yeah, that's for an asymmetrical wing. Same
Yeah.
same length
If
wing
not, then you're
panels.
going to be.
Yeah. If you've got some, a longer inboard wing, then that's not going to work exactly like that. That's for sure.
Right.
Yep. So no, it looks good, man. That's great.
It does look good, Brendan.
Yeah, I'm excited because I made its brother plane a couple weeks ago, and it's finally going to be our first rugged stunt trainer where it's got a big battery on it, and I can fly 5.5, 6 minute flights. So my son's been flying on nothing but like 2-minute flights for a couple of years, and I know he's finally going to be excited to be able to get a plane in the air for 6 minutes and just really be able to stay up in the air long enough where he's got to focus a lot, as opposed to just keep coming down every 2 minutes. So should be trying that this weekend.
Fantastic. Hey, Gary, you made it in.
Yeah, finally.
Gary, I was trying hitting allow so many times I couldn't even count. But it seemed like it wouldn't work. And then I did reject you. And then it seemed that when you came back, when I allowed, then you came in. So I don't know why it wasn't accepting it. So, I had a difficult time trying to get you going. And Walter, welcome back. It's been a while since I've seen you. Thank you for coming in.
Too many problems with the phone that I got a computer with a thing on it.
Is that Walter Umland?
Not if I'm in trouble.
Walter Umland.
Hey, Walter, how you doing?
I don't know what screen to look at.
You can look
We
at
got
yourself.
20 people up here.
Yeah. Yeah, we have 13 people right now, including myself.
Hi, Walter.
Okay, I can't count. Hi, Bob.
How you doing, Walter?
One
Not
thing you
too
can
bad.
do if you're on the tile view, whoever's speaking will have a blue line around their screen.
Well, it's a brand new laptop with a webcam, and I'm trying to learn how to use it. But I'm looking at all the little pictures of all of you guys.
Right.
That's called tile.
And Brandon I wanted to show a link to my website on an alignment jig system I came up with. It was actually started from Ty Marcucci, gave me a hint on how to, God, I'm in this thing 46 years, and he gives me a hint on how to properly square up my airplane, right?
Right.
Who knows everything except Bob over there in the corner. And well, maybe that guy down there knows a lot too, but point being, okay, Ty gave me an idea to use 2 simple pieces of quarter square with pins stuck through them. And I said, wow, that's so simple. What an idiot am I? Well, I expanded on that, and I put up a link to John Miller. How can I show this link? Okay. God, and I don't know how to show you guys a link.
I'll try to help you out.
He's posted it on the
Private message.
on the chat.
I might whack everybody out, but we'll see if it works any better tonight. So I may be checking out for a bit.
Do you know which one I'm talking about? Which page I'm talking about, Jim?
Yeah, I see it, Walter.
Oh, okay.
Is that it right there?
Yep, that's it. If you go to the top of the page, you'll see an example of the see on the right. You see the long sticks? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Well, that basically is part of it, You sit the plane on your table, you prop it up on both wings, you make sure your incidence is correct there, your heights are correct, and then you run that from your tail, the back of the fuselage to the trailing edge of your wing. I think, see, I'm on, like I said, there's a new computer. I don't have anything on it from my workshop. So I'm a little reluctant to, hold on. Yeah, on the bottom of that page, I do still have it. There's 2 links that the late, the guy that used to run this, okay.
Yeah,
Rusty, right? Rusty. Okay. He made these 2 videos, and so I put those videos. Don't mind me, guys. I'm not nervous to talk to you guys.
Why?
What it is my vertigo is so bad that just holding my hand on the mouse causes the table to shake. So I went to the doctor the other day. Wait, the other day. What the hell's today? Anyway, um, Tuesday, I believe it was. And he shook his hand and said, "Well, we know you have vertigo. Okay, it's just bothering you." He's a real jerk. Anyway, if you check out those videos, Rusty set up a Fancher Ice Twister that I actually made a kit for someone he got the kit from. Okay, and I make these standoffs that you could put on the ribs. I give you triangles. I give you a whole bunch of stuff, and I give you a half a page of a lousy directions. I mean, they're lousy directions. Usually people have gone to the web page, they've seen the videos and say, "Oh, I gotta get one of these." I've actually had more than one people gotten 2 sets. They're real handy, and I really owe the credit to Ty Marcucci. He really started my idea on this. The idea being the long flat pieces. Can everybody see this? I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah,
Don't even know who's showing it, to be honest with you.
I think it's is it you, Jim?
Yeah, it's me. I'm
Okay,
showing it because
thank you,
I
Jim.
have another page that I want Tran to look at.
Okay. I didn't bring this up to make sales. I promise
Well,
you
that's
that's
okay,
not
man.
what-
Don't worry about
No,
that.
it's a nice looking jig.
Yeah,
No, it's
it
all
showed
made
the
out of 1/8 ply.
the videos, it looks like there's video links at the bottom. So this is
Yes.
exactly what I'm talking about by showing, my piece. And again, I'm a novice at this. You've put me on to the next, place to look at something different and get, some knowledge on it. So yeah, this is really helpful.
And there's more than one way to do it too, Brendan.
Sure.
So I
Yeah,
mean, your way
there
is
are
fine.
more
Yeah.
than one way.
This is also a good method, and I've seen Wendy Unowski's method.
I
Everybody
mean,
has
there are guys that put a pin in the back with a string, and they mark the string. And I got to tell you, it's the same principle as my little piece of wood. The difference is I got probably 1,000 little tiny holes in the long sticks, so that you can match the 2 holes when you match the trailing edge of your airplane. And basically all you're doing is measuring from the center of your wing joint, whether it's straight or V-shape, you just measure from there out how far you want to be your measuring point. I like to go 18 inches. Okay. That's what I like to do. And it's not a mathematical wizardry or anything. I just like to mark 18 inches on both sides of the trailing edge, and then I go from there. Because usually, even if you have an offset or an asymmetrical wing where the outboard is shorter, okay, when you're working from the center out, my thoughts are that everything is the same until you get to the end of the wing, So that's why I personally use 18 inches.
All right.
There's a close up for you, Walter. You can see
What's
all
that?
the little holes. I put a close up of there.
Oh, okay. There you go. And that's not the entire jig system. That's just the main
No,
part.
it's just one picture.
Yeah, and that's the main parts. Okay,
Yeah, you have all these other parts.
Yeah, those
that
other
come with
parts are for squaring up your ribs when you build. Okay, a lot of guys build right on the table. A lot of people, they build directly on the table, and guys like Bob Hunt, Wendy Urtnowski, Les McDonald, the big guys have always said how things had to be true and square and straight and pounded in your head. And what happens? I go nuts making sure my ribs are straight this way, not cocked top to bottom. You know, I flew at a lot of combat, and it didn't matter then. The plane wasn't going to last but one flight, if that, back in the day, not this sissy combat now. You know. Oh, did I say a bad thing? Wait, did I say a bad thing? You know.
It's,
No, it's
I
perfect.
wish Mike Lonke was here. That'd be great.
Well, you got Howard there.
I mean, isn't Russ
Yeah,
here?
Howard's here.
Yeah.
Howard Rush. Okay. How many planes did you go to a contest with? 100? You know, back when I flew, there was double, triple eliminations. Who the hell knew what a safety thong was? You know, I flew the 80 Nats, and Tom Fluker bell cranked me, and at the same time, it snapped the lines. They tried to disqualify me, and my father, my God, looked like a coach and kicking at the umpire. You know, and no, I'm very serious. I mean, it was cutthroat back in the day.
I remember
Now-
your dad, Walter.
I know. I remember the last conversation you and I had privately about him. Anyway,
For that, how'd that go?
he died.
Well, I know that, but
Yeah, and he actually had given his life to Christ before he passed. I had nothing to do with it. Okay. My mother told me they were sitting on the edge of their bed. And he had a ceramic of Jesus hanging on the wall, and he got on his knees and asked him in.
wow.
And I had nothing to do with it. And this ain't a preaching session. It just you remember when he was in the hospital, you and I had a conversation.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember that conversation,
It's
but
coming back to me. Yep.
you know, and you offered to talk to him one-on-one.
Yeah.
And
He was a good
Hey.
guy. I remember the P8s were the club you guys had.
Crazy Eights.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Those were
Great
the
days.
days for sure,
How about it?
you know. But I noticed you've got a sweet sweep on the wall in
Yeah.
electric.
Mm-hmm.
And he even used my colors, I think. Orange and white.
No, it's red. It's red and clear.
That's what mine was, orange and clear with orange pearl coat.
Yeah. This one I built in the Lost Foam system. I always wanted to build one. And when they had that vintage combat thing up here, I said, that's my excuse to build one.
They don't bother you about it being different,
About what?
about the nose center of it being different.
Oh, sure. They busted my chops, so that's okay.
Yeah, no, I know that. It's just, I mean, you had to modify it for electric, right?
Yeah, but it was no competition. It was just a fly-in, so you could bring anything you wanted.
It's such a cool flying airplane.
Oh yeah, it flies great too. It really does. It flies like a little stunt ship.
I've heard that the thing flew like it was on rails.
It does. It turns, it locks, it tracks, it does everything right.
I've sold so many of those. It's unbelievable.
Great airplane.
But anyway, I wish I could fly, you know. But
Jim.
anyways,
So
back to that jig. Anybody interested, you know, I make them on order.
yeah, how much are they, Walter?
They're $39 plus shipping. $39.99 plus shipping. Let me look myself. They're well, I have it down as
Website.
I have it $39.50 if you're it's mailing to the east of the Mississippi. $42 if you're going west of the Mississippi, and $49.60 if you're going to Canada.
All right. Well, thanks.
You know, I normally put them in a tube and just tape up, lock up the ends, and that's it.
Well, how much if you ship it directly to Mississippi? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that could be a problem.
Hi, Walter.
Well,
Hey, what's up, Dennis?
welcome to the
Does
Hangout.
anybody out there have this already?
Not myself, but I'm intrigued by it. Matter of fact, Carl Reed, he probably should consider getting that. Carl, that's something that I think I'd recommend you get.
Well,
You gotta watch the video before you do anything. Watch the video that Rusty made. I know Rusty was a little
Rusty.
am I saying it wrong?
Oh, that was too.
The guy that passed away, was it Rusty?
Yeah, it was Rusty. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The guy that passed away that used to run the forum here, the chat room.
Yep.
He actually got a franchise twister that I sold to some guy. I don't know how he ended up with it, but he told me. He said, "I got this from a friend who got it from you," and the guy ordered the set with it. Okay, I just don't have any of my records in front of me. I don't know who it was, but the bottom line was he got everything, and there was nothing in the kit pertaining to that setup. So he called me up. I sent him the one-page sheet that I usually put in the tube, and I explained to him how I come up with it, and what I believe, how easy it is. I told him, try it. If you don't like it, let me know. I'll fix whatever it needs to be fixed. He tried it, and he liked it so much that he made a video of it.
Yeah.
You know.
I actually really like that video. I think that's actually Rusty's best video on his channel is that alignment jig video. It's a really good video. I was really impressed. I kept telling Rusty he did such a good job on that video. Hey, John, you're back. Let me catch up with the chat box. You guys, hang on a second. So we have Timothy DeBoard. He says, that is a very nice model. He's referring to you, Brendan. And you must have real courage to show it to these guys. So kudos to you. Timothy, I don't know if I mentioned it, but before Brendan sure has. He's a pretty big guy, so he can probably pretty much do whatever he wants to. Isn't that right, Brendan? You're six what?
Yeah, I'm 6'8".
Yeah, 6'8", Timothy.
Oh gosh, I shouldn't have said anything to you.
Hey, I do have a question though.
Go ahead, Carl.
I missed part of the conversation about aligning the wing with the fuselage, but it seems to me that if you get the fuselage centered on your wing and you square it up between the fuselage and the leading edge on both sides, that pretty well sets the alignment, does it not?
If you have a straight leading edge, maybe.
It could, like he just said, if it has a straight leading edge. But
even then, the bigger the dimensions, you get just a greater chance of greater accuracy. Any small deviation, measuring like just putting the square up against the fuselage side or something like that, you get a small deviation and might miss it. If you can measure it out, what was it, 18 inches aside, all right, 3 feet across.
Right.
Measure that on a triangle, you get spectacular resolution. If the wing is off just a little bit, you're not going to miss it. So, and I think what I like I walked in the middle of your presentation, Walter, so I didn't see the whole thing, but I usually do the thing with the tape measure and the tape measure and the tape measure and the tape, and I'm forever, working back and forth and everything like that.
Well, yeah.
It comes. I like the idea of just being able to basically, set it more static and everything like that, and going from there.
And then once you get the wing locked in and glued in, then you can set your horizontal elevator, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. What do you got there, Jim?
This is a Kevlar hinge that I made, It looks kind of thin to me. This is what they call 120. Does that look about right to you, Trayan?
Style, if you style 120, it's was it the 1.7 ounces per square yard?
I don't know offhand, but it's
yeah, that looks
thin.
fine. No, it's fine. It's more than enough, Jim.
Yeah. Okay.
More than enough.
Yeah, I figured. So it's all impregnated with the CA, just like Train did. So I'll be cutting some hinges pretty soon.
Yeah. You can also use also use epoxy if you want to. You just thin it out, you know, or blot it out real good, you know, like with a paper towel. Just run a roll real hard. Take as much as you can outside. It's the same thing. It's just 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It works great.
I just put a piece of wax paper down and then cut this at the bias, the 45 degrees. Laid it on there. Then I impregnated everything with CA, put a board over it, weighted it down, and just let it sit overnight. It was that thin. And when I came back and looked at it the next day, I could see I still had a few voids in it. So I just did it again, repeated it. Yeah, I didn't figure it did, but it just seemed kind of thin to me. So I put another coat on and did the same thing again, waited another night. So,
don't worry about how thick it is, Jim. Don't build it up with weight.
Yeah, no, I'm not that worried about how thick it is. Let me ask you another question. I'm going to share my screen again here. Okay. Okay, so get out of here. Okay, this is fiberglass, and this is a 4-ounce. What do they call it? Yeah, 4-ounce unidirectional carbon fiber, and that's what you would use for inside your fuselage, that or toe, right? For the unidirectional, for stiffeners.
What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to accomplish torsional rigidity or some other kind of rigidity?
Well, I was thinking of using it inside of a molded wing, you know, from the one that I saw used toe, but this is the same principle. It's unidirectional, and it's 4 ounce. I think that's
with that.
Are you guys just, you know, first of all, you know, this material.
I'm just going to cut a strip. I'm just going to cut a strip.
Is this does it have threads that holds that binds the carbon fiber together?
No, it is not.
Show me those pictures close up. Show me those pictures, or actually send me the link. Nah, I don't like this one. I don't like this material. It's just not good.
Okay. So what material do you like?
So this is the idea. Do you see how many voids are in there, or looks like it's being sewn with a thread and a needle in a pattern? You see how they go across? You don't want that. You don't want that. You want it to stay flat, because as soon as you use that, and it's going to have a little bit of a ripple in it throughout the wing, even though it's cured and stuff like that, you lose a lot of strength over there.
Okay, these guys sell a lot of stuff, but yeah, makes perfect sense.
I'm not, you know.
Do you use that? Do you use that sweet? What's it called? Sweet something or other. Sweet Composites? Is that
no? You get it from Easy Composites from Britain.
Oh, Easy Composites. Yes, I went to their site.
They have the best unidirectional you ever get. And it has
again? Easy what?
Easy Composites.
Easy what?
EasyComposites.com. Yeah, you already had it over there. Yeah. See down there, UK.
Yeah.
In blue. Click on that. Yep. And go all products under the logo. Okay. Reinforcements and prepregs.
Prepegs.
Reinforcements, carbon fiber reinforcements. If you go down unidirectional, go down unidirectional. Boom, click on that. There you go.
Don't.
Okay. Here you go, and scroll down a little bit, and you have this get up a little bit. Okay. Stop right there.
Okay.
Let me see. See the one on the left, 100 gram unidirectional carbon.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Now, is that how big was the one you made those trays out of? Was that 100 grams?
That's 100.
That's 100. And this is what you would put in the wing as well?
Yes.
Or would you put?
I use this everywhere. I use it everywhere.
All right. Okay, that's good.
All right. And you can use either the Kevlar on the inside that you already have. You can use fiberglass on the inside, which you probably have. But for
inside of what
rigidity,
are you talking about?
Inside the nose of the fuselage. Yeah. So you can use that. That's going to give you torsional rigidity, especially if you put that plus minus 45 degrees. And if you want to strengthen the other direction, like a bending, to stop the bending, use some of this unidirectional and put some strips here and there. You don't have to put it everywhere. So
no, I'm just going to cut a strip. To go in the wing. So the 100 grams is what you want.
Yep.
Okay, I got it.
All right,
this is the good stuff, man.
Quit sharing.
To say something, you guys. Let me let Eddie speak. Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, y'all was talking about the cutting it on the bias. How much of a bias do you use? I mean, I'm sure it's not 45 or nothing like that. Is it?
Yeah, it actually is, because you have.
Okay.
You can't really see it because this one, but you can see part of it. You see these threads coming out here?
Yes.
I can't see nothing right now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
A little closer, Jim. Just bring it a little closer.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I'm getting out of focus. But you see they're like that?
Yeah.
And then there's another set that runs like this. Okay?
Yeah.
And so when you cut this, you put the edge, because they're 90 degrees apart, and you slide that in and you cut yourself a 45-degree angle, and then you measure the width of whatever size hinge you want, and when you cut it at a 45 where you're going to hinge, you're going to have both of them crossing like this.
Right.
At the hinge.
I just didn't know how much of an angle. I just know how much of an angle you cut it at, but I didn't realize it.
Yeah, 45.
If it was 45, 33,
no,
20, whatever. So, okay.
45, cool. I believe.
Yeah, 45. The whole thing works. Okay. The strengths from both direction will work because the hinge line is here, right? If you go like 0-90, only half of it is going to work, right?
Right.
If you go at 35 degrees, this is going to work more and this is going to work a little bit less, okay? Make sense?
Yeah.
So you want to kind of, as close as you can. Perfection is not required.
That's Kevlar, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You said that was Kevlar, right?
Yes, it's Kevlar.
Yeah, okay.
Let me interrupt you guys. We have 20 concurrent viewers right now and only 10 likes. And I was watching some previous videos. I have one video where we have 1,200 views, and I think we just had the 21 likes that we garnered during our live broadcast. So you figure those 1,200 views, I was so surprised it's such a small amount of likes. So please help us out by hitting the like button. It's important. I've been relying on the replays, hoping that people who replay will give it a like. But that obviously is not the case. So if you hear my voice,
you got a lot of rookies here.
Please give us a thumbs up and give us a like. That really helps out. Even the negative still helps. I mean, doing something helps. They see it Now, YouTube sees it as
How do you like it?
people are engaged with it. So please give us likes. Thank you. I see we're up to 12 likes now. And don't forget the subscriptions. That also helps. It's just $4.99. And again, you're getting some really good information here. I think it's top shelf. There might be another way of doing it. And if there is, come on in and show us what you got. But I think what we're putting forth is really good information. So please support it. It's $4.99 a month. That's 17 cents a day. It's cheaper than coffee or anything. So please support it. And now we're up to 13 likes. Thank you very much. And we're all caught up. So go ahead, you guys.
Yeah.
How do you give a like?
Thank you very much, Walter.
How do you do a like?
I'm sorry. I thought you said I gave you a like. Well,
On a YouTube.
when you're inside the show, it's difficult. I usually ask us here when we end the show to go back and watch it on YouTube and give it a like there. So you have to be on YouTube. Right now we're broadcasting to YouTube, but you have to be in YouTube watching it. So
wait, we're live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh God, I'm not
Yeah,
supposed to be seen.
You're a movie star.
You're not supposed to see me.
Walter.
There you go.
If you
You're
want
not
to,
supposed
Walter,
to see me.
if you want to, Walter, you can cut off your camera and we can
No,
just
it's
hear
a
you.
joke. It was a joke. I was just there was a hole in my towel.
I
Didn't you
understand.
see it?
Yeah, that's it.
I understand.
That was not a
We all
bad
have-
joke either.
We all have perfect faces for
I put it-
radio, Walter.
Yeah, okay.
Jim, style
put it on-
120 is perfect.
120 is perfect. That's what I wrote down. I said, okay, it's kind of
No,
thin, but
that's what I'm using. That's actually the thicker style that the people that usually put in their gliders do.
wow, yeah. Well, I'm excited to see how it works. I'm putting in that little comet, and
Do a little test. Do a little test.
that's what it's called, the comet.
Okay.
Walter, if you go to YouTube before this thing starts, that's what I do. I put it on
how to get
TV
to
and
YouTube where this starts. I'm really not that.
yeah,
with-
you would just open a browser. Like is that a Windows computer?
Yes.
So you probably have Edge or something like that as your browser.
Okay, there you go.
And you just type in YouTube and then bookmark it.
Well,
It's so
actually,
easy.
even easier than that.
Or just
at the-
type in YouTube.
at the header of the Stunt Hangar main page, right at the top of the header, there's a hot link to the YouTube channel.
Oh, good idea. That's a really good idea, Dennis. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Say it again. Do that again.
okay. Stunt Hangar main page, the forum main page, right?
Right.
Right at the top of the page, you'll see something like oh crap, I have to read it now. Stunt Hangar on YouTube. You see that? Right at the header.
Hold on. I did say this was a new computer. I really don't know how to use it yet.
All right. Well, just go to the very top of the Stunt Hangar page. You see something right now. It says Oki Air Product, Stunt Hangar YouTube, Pampa, AMA, balsa density calculator. You just click right on that Stunt Hangar YouTube. It'll take you right there. And that's basically Sparky's channel. And then as of right now, one of the main headers will be us. You click on that we're the live show on Sparky's channel right now. So you click on that, and that will take you to the live stream.
Okay. Well, let me see. I'll be back.
Okay.
Well, if you do go, never mind. All right, Carl, you must have
Can you guys see my screen I'm sharing? Charles?
No, I don't see. Actually, I had to allow you back in, and all I see is your initials, JM.
I see something there.
You do? All
A
right,
letter,
well,
a
I
letter
don't.
or something?
I don't see it.
Nope.
Not a letter, it's an article.
Article. Okay. Yeah. There.
Bob, do you have an extra 35 amp ESC?
I got a Phoenix 35s, but I think I'm going to be using them in my new airplane.
Okay.
Have you tried the Talon 35s?
Yeah, that's what I want to get one. The Talon 35.
Those two. They got a better BEC circuit. They have more amps, so you don't have to put a different an external BEC in. For my case, to operate the landing gear.
Did you guys ever use some of those helicopter BH heli type ESCs?
With a Castle?
Not with the Castle, with any other ones. There are a lot of them that you can put a different firmware where.
We're using the the Castles are designed to have the helicopter go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you have to select control line because if somebody accidentally a helicopter guy accidentally hit control line mode, he could have a helicopter accidentally glide like a set of keys. It would shut the thing off. So they have separate pages for control line and helicopter. But we are using the helicopter governor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Howard Rush wants to say something. Hang on. Howard, go ahead, Howard.
I just wanted to say that I have a batch of epoxy mixed up, and it's more than I need. So if anybody needs any epoxy, here I got some mixed up.
I could use
just hand it over.
Yeah, let me just do a stab in my fuselage right now. Yeah, that'd be great.
Have one heck of a pot life.
Hey, Brandon.
Yes.
Well, what size motor are you going to be putting on your aircraft?
On this?
Yeah.
I just got some in the mail today.
Is it electric?
Yeah, it's electric.
Okay. So is that like a flying wing?
What's that?
Is it a wing or a rollout?
I don't.
Okay, is it like a combat ship or is it going to have wheels on it?
Yeah, it'll have wheels on it. Actually,
okay.
I can show you the finished model.
Oh, I see. Oh, there you go.
So I don't know if y'all can see that one.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got the wheels, and then I'll just put my motor on. But yeah, it's based on a combat design. I think people have talked about it a couple times over the weeks, but this is all Phil Cartier courthouse related.
Okay. Yeah.
So as I understand it, and if Lonke were here, I think he'd confirm it. This is actually the wing he uses on a bunch of combat planes, and then he just put it into a trainer plane.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And this is what my son and I first learned on 2 years ago when we got hooked up with Lonke and flying. But what's been great about it for us is I've had zero experience, zero history with flying, building any of that stuff. And so literally when I clipped off this wing on my fence, I got some white Gorilla Glue, glued it back on. And, I didn't have a bag of pieces that I was trying to figure out what do I do with this.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And so I should probably bring that original trainer plane and show you all sometime. But I beat that thing so much and have so much different glues on it and whatnot, and yet it still flies. My wife and my daughter are learning on it. So
there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
Where are you from, Brandon?
I'm actually
or where you living in?
I live in Southwest Pennsylvania, but until last year, I lived about 5 years in Carmichael's, Brodak country. So that's how we got onto this. I mean, literally lived 2 minutes from the hobby shop and flew in Brodak's yard for a number of years.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. Yeah.
Fantastic. You might have even seen John Miller there that year.
Yeah. Not sure. Let's see. The last one was our first real big one that we got involved with. And I'll tell you what, it was amazing because my kids at the time, gosh, they were probably 6 and 8. They were literally there every day of the Brodak event. They just didn't want to leave. We were there until night, every night. They were just amazed by the planes and the fun. And I'll tell you what, for the people that were there some of you all that I did meet, like just the community, the people wanting to talk with us. Like we just fell in love with it all. And it was the year before COVID, but we then went out to Bob Hunt's event and some other events. We went to nationals, and just the people, that we meet, they were encouraging, talking with us and whatnot. I just love it. It's some fellowship that you can't find anywhere else. So my family's hooked.
Well, good.
So that's the problem now is if up in there, if you're in an area where, like up in Brodak country, they know about it, so people see it all the time. Well, here in Tennessee, I think it's the only ones I know is me and Mike. Okay, I'm in northern Tennessee. He's in southern Tennessee, and we're about an hour and a half away from each other. But we've talked about it 100 times on here. But being able to fly where people can see you and get the interest back out there. Here it's hard to. I mean, we got one hobby shop, and it's an hour away from me. It's right up the road from Mike, but it's hard to find the interest anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try this year to talk to the Parks and Rec people in my hometown and see if I can fly at the park. Get my AMA membership, so I'll have the insurance, so I can show them that I've got the insurance for that purpose. And there's not a lot of houses around, and it's on a main highway, or not highway, but a main road. And maybe somebody has some kids that see it and want to get into it. So, but that's great that you live so close that you could get your kids to see it and be interested in it.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing until obviously the Brodak event is no more with John dying. So, we're sort of on our own. And then the next closest person I really know to us is there's a guy. What's his last name? Chris Fretz up in Pittsburgh, but he's about an hour 15, hour 20 away from me.
Yeah.
I wonder if they are considering doing one last event over there, like or just is done.
It seems to be done. My basic understanding is and I don't want to speak off the cuff and not really know. So, but my best understanding is I think Buzz, it just brings back a lot of memories that that just are painful for her. So,
Yeah. By the way, we're having our when you mentioned before our contest, we're having it again this year. So hope you guys show up.
I hope we can make it out. The only big thing for us is obviously kids are sort of the last on the whole COVID front of getting vaccinated. So it creates a little nerves for us. But I do have your memorial plaque here, Bob, and we got Angstrom's name put on it. So if we don't make it out, I will ship it out to you. But here's something I did do for my kids for Christmas, just to kind of get them excited. The one year we were really into it at flying and whatnot, we got all their plaques put up here.
Nice.
Just a way of trying to encourage them to be a part of it.
That's great.
Wonderful. Oh, that's great.
And then, as I was pointing out for Bob's event, that's the Ed Berry Perpetual Award. So my son won it on the first year. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
and he got to keep it. He got to keep it for 2 years.
Yeah, we got to keep it for 2 years. You're right. So
yeah, thanks to COVID. Yes, very, very good.
If I were you, I'd get another plaque made up for it, another nameplate for it for a second year.
That's right. Go ahead and just put that on there. Yeah, we got it.
Hey, possession is 10/10 of the law, baby.
About it.
So.
There you
go.
Charles.
Hey, Bob.
Yo.
I got a question for you.
Sir.
You were telling us about some masking tape the other night, the last time you were there. Where did you say you got that masking tape? You said it was cheap as dirt.
A place called Tape Jungle.
Tape Jungle. Okay. I'm collecting links.
And I like it better than
Hey,
the
how we
3M
coming
tape.
on my wings? How we coming on my wings?
Well, hold on.
You weren't supposed to ask that on video.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, John. Hang on, John.
Oh,
John,
well, that,
be patient, John.
No problem.
Besides, hey Jim, haven't you heard? Bob retired. Sorry.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's
you
got a
ready?
couple.
Here you go. This is one of the cores. All right. I don't know if you can see
Nice.
that. One of your cores.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the landing gear clips all laid out, ready to be cut tomorrow morning and put in.
Wow.
Nice. You're making progress.
This is the stack of molded leading edge
Wow.
for it. So we're working
Good
on it.
deal. Sounds like a plan.
I'm getting there.
Bob's going to
Hey,
retire when all of his orders are filled. By the way, his order list takes him into 2032.
Yeah, I believe that.
John, I want you go ahead, John. Thanks for being patient, John Miller. Go ahead.
Would you make me big? I've got a picture here I want on this article I've been trying to share.
Turn your camera on, John. Your camera's not on.
Yeah.
My camera's on.
No, well, it's not on YouTube.
He missed two.
Camera's on, but I'm sharing an article. It's Howard Rush with the Nemesis two.
Anybody?
Young man.
I saw it for
I don't
for
see
a
it.
brief second, but
I'll be darned. Well, I was good.
earlier.
I see it.
I was
I see it.
because it looks
Wait a
like he's
minute.
got a pocket protector in his pocket there.
All right. John, are you set on a low resolution video quality or something like that?
I was earlier, but I put it up to full.
Okay. Well, you might double check that because you're coming through. It looks like your camera's off. I can see your initials. That's all that's coming through.
Really?
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I
Yeah.
see is a black screen.
Yeah, I can
That's
see
all
on
I
YouTube,
like it.
John, and on YouTube, John, it's not showing up, John.
I could see the picture, but it's poor resolution.
Yeah, the
Okay.
words are all blurry.
No, that's just
Everything's
what
blurry.
that guy looks like.
I thought I'd have a little fun, and you get to see Howard when he was much younger. But
I got
That's-
more hair now.
oh, he's got more hair now. Yeah.
Howard's camera's off.
Well, okay. I'm gonna quit sharing then. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, John. You know, I did see it briefly, probably 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
By the way, I
Oh,
have
is my camera on now? Can you see me?
No, you're not on screen now.
I could see him, but he's got poor quality.
Yeah. You're coming
Really?
up.
I can't
Yeah.
even see you, John.
Yeah, you're on a gray. You got a gray connection on my screen, like it's a weak connection. So maybe that's what's holding it up.
Well, he's clear on my screen.
I see the article on mine.
I'm clear on my screen. Well, let me go out and try to come back in again.
All right, sounds good. I'll allow you to come back in.
That's it. Get a hall pass.
You have to. He looks like Santa.
Yes. By the way, you guys, I think I haven't greeted Eddie or Tryon or Peter and Denny. Tom, thank you for coming in. And Howard, thank you for coming in at least twice, Howard. Thank you.
I ordered me a new plane this morning.
Walter Umland, I see you gave us a like. Thank you very much. It's wonderful you did that. I appreciate it. And on the chat box, we have Walter Umland said, just gave a like. And then Minnesota Mike, how have you been? And he says, John isn't on. And so hoping when John comes back, Minnesota Mike, it'll show up and he will show up. And that's all we have on the chat box. We're up to 17 likes. And again, let me allow John back in. Just see, when people knock, I have to allow them or reject them. That's how they get in. Anyway, so we have 20 concurrent viewers and only 17 likes. And again, if you're watching the show, please give us a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing. And don't forget to share and like and even comment. Even comments on YouTube side help. These all help the matrices. And I was Howard Rush. You want to speak? Go ahead, Howard.
Something to show you. I got, if I can find the picture, where I'm.
If you can turn your camera on, Howard, your camera's not enabled.
Oh my goodness.
And we just have HY, which I've been curious, what does HY stand for?
I don't know. Here's
you.
This doodad is a flap adjuster that Lori Malila sent me. It's
All right.
It's a tiny little thing, and it allows me to adjust the bias of one flap.
Wow.
It's really
So
cool.
how much movement we're talking about? Like 1/8 of an inch or less?
Yeah.
Very cool. So you'd have an access hole on the side of the fuselage and put a driver of some sort through the hole and adjust it, loosen it, and then tighten it back up?
I think the access hole will be in the bottom of the flap.
So how is it working? That's the question.
How's it working?
Yes.
Well, let's see. Back to on this side, there's a little slot here,
Yeah, I see that.
and a pin on the flap control horn.
Does it get mounted like a crutch? Not a crutch, a clip, a flap clip.
There's the flap control horn, and you can see that little doodad there sticking out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That engages in the adjuster, and there's a screw that screws it up and down.
Oh, okay. So it moves in that slot.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like a okay. I get it.
So Howard, I can't help but notice you have some jars there, and you put a is that wax paper to seal it? Is that what you're doing with that yellow lid?
It's Teflon film. I've got a whole bunch of Teflon film from the surplus store, and I put that between the dope and the lid so the dope doesn't dissolve the seal in the lid.
Oh, so the dope is it can't affect the Teflon, so it actually doesn't, the seal doesn't deteriorate, right?
That's right.
Excellent idea.
Well,
I'm going to copy that as soon as I can find some Teflon.
I'll send you some.
Fantastic.
It's useful for doing composite stuff because epoxy doesn't stick to it.
Well, that's excellent. That's an excellent idea.
Hey, Howard, were you sending my brother something for the Igor system? Your little blinking light?
Yeah, here's the my.
I'll make it big.
Here we are.
There you go.
There it is.
That's a big son of a gun.
Well,
I got plenty of room. Don't worry about
you got room
it.
for it. It's about 1 inch by 2 inches.
Yeah, it's fine.
Now, did you make that board, Howard?
Sorry.
Did you make that board? That circuit board?
Well, I laid it out on Eagle and sent it off, and there's this cool prototyping place that for $11 they'll send you 3 boards this size, and you just send them this file, and a couple of weeks later the boards show up, and I put the parts in.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty neat. Yeah, when I took electronics, I actually made a radio. It's one of my class projects was to make a radio, all just parts.
Charles, you can use a simple Arduino board to do that.
Yeah, I've heard you mention that name before, but I'm just not familiar with Arduino. I've even seen that name somewhere, but
That's
Okay.
digital. It's for younger people.
Okay.
This thing is
I'm
all.
That's
a
not for
younger guy.
Boeing. That's not for Boeing technicians,
It's,
engineers.
it's not Boeing standards.
Well, it's for. I'm sure that anybody left at Boeing is familiar with Arduinos, but us geezers, I'm analog.
Yeah, let me depart for a second here and go back to the chat box.
What we
Minnesota
got there?
is, doing
That's
good.
right,
Combat match. A guy from Washington had a heart attack. Oh, I'm so sorry to. I hope he survived the heart attack. Is that right, Minnesota Mike? And then T-Bone 1260 says, "What's up, gentlemen? Tom Luciano sending likes. Hey, Tom. Hey,
Hi, Tom.
come on in sometime. I really enjoyed meeting you at the Nats. That was awesome, Tom. And yeah, please come on back. You used to be a regular a while back, so consider coming back in. Thanks, Tom.
Hey, just a quick announcement for you. If any of you haven't heard yet, I think it might be out on Stunt Hangar. I'm not sure. Rich Peabody. We lost Bill Rich last Monday, so he's passed away.
Yep. Yeah, sorry to hear that. We did talk about that earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill was a good guy.
Great guy.
Yeah, I've seen some of his planes. There's a guy out in Arizona, Gary Gingrich, who's bought like 2 or 3 of his planes.
I got a
Yeah,
new plane.
Wayne,
Well, I didn't get it today. I bought it today.
What was that, Ed?
Wayne,
I purchased me a new plane this morning from Brodak. I went ahead and got the 38 Special.
Oh, cool.
all right.
That's a cool plane. I actually have a friend who flies one, and I was really surprised how well it flew. I mean, I don't see biplanes very often, and I was just blown away how well it flew. I actually flew a 38 Special a couple of years ago, not the same one I'm talking about, but I flew one, and it flew great. And unlike the one I saw recently, the one that I flew, when the engine quit, it just felt like a rock. But the gentleman, Joe Thompson, who flew his 38 Special, when the engine quit, it just glided. And I was just so amazed at how well his flew. His flew excellent. So I hope yours flies just as good.
What engine did he have on it, you know?
I think it was an LA 40.
46, I think.
That's what I was going to put on mine.
Yeah, I'm just saying what I think. I could be mistaken. You probably could be right, Carl. I thought it was
because if you're talking about the same pilot that showed up that one day with the Special 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an all-S Max 46.
Okay. Thanks,
LS
Carl.
motor. Yeah.
I was going to put a 40 on mine, but I mean, we'll see how it does.
Eddie, I go with 46. The 46 is better than the 40. The 46 is even lighter. I mean, it's like there's no upside to the 40 compared to the 46. The 46 is more powerful and it's lighter.
Yeah. If I got a next one, I'll throw it on there.
Hey, Tom, what were you showing us earlier? That little circuit board. Is that one of them Martinian boards or whatever they're called?
Arduino, but this is a Uno. It's a little bigger than probably what you want to use in a plane. But I just happen to have one right in front of me here. So
you just happen to have one?
What do you?
Arduino.
What do you use it? What do you use that?
Program it to do just about anything.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. I mean, you just it's just a board and you send in, and what is it? Just a stock board you buy and then you just add components?
No, you don't have to add anything. You just program it to do whatever you want to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little large.
Well, they make a micro version of that. I just don't have a micro one right in front of me. I've used the micro version before.
Jim, the idea is that you use this big fat one to do development on it, And once you settle in on a program and stuff like that, then you can redo everything by soldering directly in a much smaller board. And
Okay,
much
I
lighter,
got you.
too. Yeah. I have one that weighs like a few grams, 7-8 grams or something like that. And it's far more powerful than that one, too. So,
Hey, I got a question for Bob Hunt.
Yes, sir.
Bob, let me click on myself here so I can see what the heck I'm doing. I went to go get some.
Got you, Jim. There you go.
Some Suave, and the only thing I could find was this stuff called Max Hole, and it has this freaking number 8 on it. And I seem to remember this stuff had like a hairnet on it or design or something. So I don't know if this is it's just maybe it's very heavy.
Look on my screen. Look on my screen for a minute.
All right, here you go, Bob.
Okay. Thanks all day. Okay. I think I'm in business.
Yeah.
You just
no more dry flyaway hair.
Oh. And you have to sand that down, don't you, Bob? You said? Do you just put it on with a couple of mist coats, or
Yeah, I just put a
do you have to
coat on, and I just leave it dry, and then go right from there.
and go right from there? Okay.
And this is what your head looks like if you sand too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I got a good example too.
And hairspray. Bob used a lot of it.
Bob, I think, used more than I did.
Hey, listen. Grass doesn't grow on a busy street, but come to think of it, it doesn't grow on a billiard ball either. So, you know.
Hey, this is nothing but a solar collector for a sex machine.
I like that better.
Well, like they say,
funny.
if you're bald in front, you're a good thinker. If you're bald in back, you're a good lover. If you're bald all over, you just think you're a good lover.
Yeah.
So that's
I got hair in the back.
So
Hey,
there's
just so
a fly-in, right, Jim? Is there a fly-in this weekend? Is that where some people are at?
Fly-in? I don't know about a fly-in anywhere.
Well, what's going on in Florida?
Well, Florida, here, let me share my screen again. I just was working on this today. This is the flyer for the 2021 King Orange. These are the dates. I still have all the rest of the package to do, but these are the dates in the event, and so that's pretty much what we're going to have. It'll be a lot like last year. You know, we're not going to try to, because of COVID, we're not going to try to raise funds to give cash awards, but we'll have real nice trophies and a real nice concourse trophy award and all that stuff. So, but that's happening October 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
if anybody wants to get out of some weather that's turning colder, come on down and say hi. Well, we're hoping that most people have already got their vaccines by then, and that'll make things a little easier. But everything will probably still be outside, until all this crap gets figured out. So anyway,
Looks
I'll
good.
have that up.
The car looks good.
I'll probably have it up, sometime tomorrow or something like that. I'll put it up on Stunt Hangar with the links to download all the stuff. So anyway, listen, fellas, I got to get up early, so I enjoyed it as always. So
Thank you for coming in,
everybody-
Jim.
Yeah.
Bob, my wings are looking great, brother. All right, you guys have a good night.
Jim,
Good night.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
I think Tom wants to show you something, Jim. Hang on, Jim.
Here's
Oh
This
yeah.
is the
Yeah.
Uno that I showed you before. This one's the
Yeah.
Nano. that can do pretty
Okay.
much the same thing, but it's a lot smaller.
Oh wow, and lighter
Okay.
too.
But
So
you got to
that's
know how to program.
That's a size comparison.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
that's not.
Yeah.
That's nice and small. I just have to get a light to turn on and turn off, and I would have no idea how to program that.
Oh, that's the easiest thing in the whole
Pretty
world.
easy. It's really easy to do.
Jimmy, if you
And
start
they're-
to watch, if
they're
you watch
pretty
I'm
some
getting some
videos,
of them custom Howard Rush ones right now, so
They're pretty cheap too.
yep.
Yeah, it's pretty. Well, I don't know what Howard's going to charge us. You know them Boeing guys, they're high dollar guys. So I probably have to award him a government contract or something. So anyway, you guys have a good night. I'll see you later.
See you later.
Night.
See you later.
Stay healthy.
It's they're free.
They're free.
That's got to be a huge stab that Howard's gluing in. Haven't seen him the whole time.
Well, now Howard, not only is your mic, not only is your camera off, but you're muted your mic too. So you're incognito. You're in stealth mode.
Who, me?
No, Howard. Howard's in total stealth. His camera's off and his mic is muted.
Uh-oh.
He's got on his stealth clown.
Yeah, my camera keeps going off. It should be on now.
Yeah, it's on now, and we hear you. Thank you very much.
Where do you guys get those take-apart systems that I see on Howard's plane? Partial plane.
Well, the one in back there is this is Yatsenko, and then the ones on the side are made by Mike Haberle. It's Paul Walker's redesign of Tom Morris's system.
Okay.
I was thinking about making something that's much simplified take apart system with the cam lock built into it.
Yeah, cam lock could be good. It's take a while to get apart.
Yeah. I have a nice system already, but I have something that's even better than that now in my mind. And all you have to do for a system like that is to be able to drill 3 holes relatively accurately, which should be doable.
Well, that leaves us out.
Can you build a jig for that so we can get them close?
When you make your rib templates, you put them like this. You drill your 2 holes, right, for the rods, and at the same time you drill one of the side of the holes, right? So what you do, you take them, flip them over like that, and you sand off the other side so it make them perfectly symmetric, and you have the holes, you just punch them through. Then you can take these ribs and put them on the side of your fuselage like this, and you can have your holes for alignment in the fuselage sides, and now you can use the rib templates as a template to drill the holes through the fuselage sides, and you're done. That's it. Simple as that.
Very good. Let me get back to the chat box. Minnesota Mike, he responded to my question, and he said the guy that had the heart attack, he was back out Sunday. So that's
good.
That's pretty awesome.
Chris Mason, I think.
His name was Chris Minchin?
Mason, M-A-C-H-I-N.
Okay.
Did you see?
Yeah, maybe another guy did it.
Did you see Pete's post with his cockpit detail
On Stunt Hangar?
Yeah.
No, I missed. I haven't been on Stunt Hangar very long, very often either. I've been so busy.
Well, I thought it looked pretty good. I actually recognized a lot of the things what they were supposed to be.
Yeah, I was looking for the heat sink that he showed us.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see if I can find it here. No. Let's see the post. There it is. All right, let's see if I can hold on. Let me do this here and do that. Share.
Oh wow. That looks great, Peter. Wow.
Doesn't that look cool?
Very cool.
The heat sink, you can see the heat sink right there. That's that copper.
Yeah.
Right there on the
Very
side.
good.
Must be a heat sink because it looks so cool.
Now, Peter, do you have a pilot's license to fly real planes, or have you been inside a cockpit before?
That would be something now, wouldn't it?
I mean, some guys are. We have some guys who are real pilots.
Wait a minute. You meant full-size airplanes, not real airplanes. What we fly are real airplanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant full scale. Have you ever been inside? I never even been inside a cockpit of a real plane. So
Only in air shows, the static displays or in an air museum.
oh, okay. I was watching a Wendy Wanowski video, and he had talked about this book, and I make myself big, and I went and I found the book. It's all about cockpits.
Oh, wow.
Has images of all kinds of real aircraft.
Full size.
Does it have any pictures just of the cockpits alone?
Yeah, that's what the book's all about.
You scan them in, and you can scan it and print it. You can then cut out the instruments.
Yeah.
So these are kind of older, like World War II airplanes. Like here's an example of one.
Oh wow!
Yeah, try making that.
Well, I mean that just would give me an idea. I wouldn't go to that extent, but that's. When you talked about this, and
hey,
that's cool. That gives me an idea of how to maybe.
Scale builders do. I've seen some, scale models that have interiors just.
So
and that's why I only build sports scale.
This is a Sea Hurricane cockpit.
Yeah.
So in case anybody is interested, it's called Cockpit, an illustrated history of World War II aircraft interiors by Donald. I'm going to spell the guy's last name, Nijboer.
You just reminded me something there, Charles. I think I'm going to fabricate a little heads-up display for the model.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. I got a good idea how to do it and what they look like. It shouldn't be too hard.
little pieces of clear plastic there for the screen.
Yeah, what I use. I'll tell you what I use in some of the cockpit detail. Since I have a color laser printer, I get some of this that you can put in the color laser printer. It's transparency film, and I print right to that, and I'll put that over, let's say maybe some chrome monocoat or something that's highly reflective behind it. Works like a charm.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I got the cockpit detail chart. See if I can share it here. This is my recent approach to cockpit detail. I take this, print it out, cut it out, stick it on, put the canopy over it. Okay. See at the front of it, at the front of it, you got a hood over the instrument panel. It's got to look spectacular, right? Then you're supposed to have a pilot sitting there. Just use your imagination. And then, of course, a seat back. And then here, my favorite, the headrest, radio box, reminiscent of your grandma's Philco.
Yeah, that's it. That's the way mine was. Had that big loop antenna on top of it and heat sink.
Yeah, that's it. Let me splurge a little bit on what Pete told us a week or so ago about that the cockpit details, that place where you can use your imagination, and everything like that, and have a little bit of fun with it. So
absolutely,
yeah,
that is funny, Denny. Hilarious.
Maybe if they up the appearance points and contest judging from 20 to back up to 40 again, people will start doing cockpit interiors.
Yeah, some do, but they don't get any credit for it. So they just do it. Just do it because it looks good or whatever. So
can you imagine those that actually had the pedals move and the stick move as the
oh yeah, some of the scale
move? Yeah, that's going a little overboard. But then they were getting 40 points,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember Don Bambrick. He got 38 or 39 points at the 66 Nats for his Navy Fury. Beautiful airplane, spectacular cockpit detail. And then one of the Navy guys come over, bumped him, and says, "You got your throttle quadrant on the wrong side of the cockpit." It's supposed to be on the left side. Nobody puts the throttle on the right side, Don.
That's the way it works.
But I always wondered,
there's a left-handed pilot.
Yeah.
I always wondered about with the 40 appearance point thing. It was workmanship, finish, originality, and realism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How can you have realism and originality at the same time?
Well,
I thought about that.
Matt Cullen,
yeah.
Matt Cullen made a rules proposal that took care of that. He suggested giving originality points for aircraft that semi-scale models of things that aren't usually done. Like you wouldn't get very many for a Mustang.
Okay, all right.
That makes sense.
But you get a whole lot for like a Wright Flyer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a Sikorsky flying boat.
There you go.
Yeah, Wright Flyer. Biplane canards.
B-70 or a B-70.
Another great material that's got about 1,000,000,001 uses for controlling airplanes, and this is not a real, but if you have any old gift cards or old, let's say a gift card or whatnot, the material is great. It's like really, really thin, and it's a good plastic. You can use this stuff for about 1,000,001 uses. I used a lot of it in my cockpit detail. Old,
Credit cards.
I would not. Yeah, you can use credit cards, but they're already, if they're embossed, then that kind of doesn't work. But anything like an old medical ID card or anything that's like a plastic cardstock, but it's only printed, you can turn around and you can take some thinner and you can basically rub all the ink or most of the ink off of it. Then you paint it and you can cut it to whatever shape you want. The stuff is really great. And it's kind of those things that you end up having to lay around. You collect them over the years, and you end up with a ton of them. I've got a bunch of them.
Yeah. Now, one of the coolest things I've seen in a cockpit recently was Wesley Dick. Had his Velvet 3 published in Stunt News, and it was actually on the cover. Right. Well, that was Velvet 3. When he built Velvet 4 and 5. He had that magazine shrunk down, to appropriate size and sitting behind the seat in the cockpit. Right? Yeah. So there it is. You look at Stunt News, there's a picture of the Velvet, and so I thought that was not a lot of people could have done even have an opportunity to do something like that. But
well, nowadays with 3D printing, of course, not all of us have a 3D printer. You can just put anything in there.
Yeah. Well, that's it. This is just a really, really clear. I think he actually did a photographic print of it or something like that. It's very, very, very clear. So it was easy. You could actually read some of the text on the cover and everything like that. So anyhow.
Oh yeah, I think I recall that.
I think Joe Adamusco had a plane, and he had a cockpit, and he had wasn't it a Playboy magazine?
Yeah, Jim Kostecki and Dave Gerke used to do that, the Playboys and all that kind of stuff. How risque can you get? He's got a Playboy inside his stunt plane.
Yeah, put a pin up.
I talked to Gerke the other day.
Pin up on the instrument panel.
Oh heck, we cut the pinups out of the Playboy and placed them under our wings.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I was talking to Dave Gerke the other day, Dennis.
Oh really? How's he doing these days?
He's doing really well. He's doing fine. He and Carolyn are doing great. He's actually actually has a Novi 1 sitting on his board right now that's built about 20 years ago, and he's actually thinking about finishing it.
How cool is that? You talk him into a proper power system for it?
We're talking about Dave Gerke now, who writes books about IC engines.
Yeah, but he could finally have one that would run good.
The short answer is no way.
Oh man.
Well, you talk to him, tell him I sure like his All-American Eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Novi 3 was that was absolutely my favorite airplane of that whole the whole jet era, I think.
Billy Werwich flew that airplane, said it was an excellent flying airplane.
Really? Okay.
Yep. It was a great airplane, even with the anhedral stab and everything. He said it was very, very well.
How's Billy Werwich doing?
Good. I talked to him. Unfortunately, last time I talked to him was right after Bob Gialdini passed, and I called him to tell him that. And, he's actually talking about putting a flying field in the back of his stable. He has a stable. He teaches horseback riding.
All right.
Things like that. So he's talking about putting a new flying field in, getting back into it.
Hey, if you can have your own field, you don't have to go hunting around for one. Why not? Yeah, it'd be great.
How about it? Yeah.
Hey, Dennis, you mentioned the Velvet 5. How good is that plane?
He's still trimming it out. That's actually the one he just made for electric power. It's actually downsized a little bit from the one that was published. It was a new design. But I don't know. I've seen his Velvets. Of course, he put the special flaps on. His first one was based on a derivative of one of the Randy airplanes. Maybe I don't think it was an SV, but one of those. And I flew that one. It flew well. And then he built his own. He took it a little bit farther and put more of his own numbers in it. Velvet 2 was still conventional flaps and everything like that, and that seemed to fly better than the one. And Velvet 3 with the bidirectional flaps seems to fly better yet. And that's the one that ended up in the museum. He built Velvet 4, which was a little bit lighter, so it was the best of the bunch. About that time, well, he's going to be 89 years old in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
So his ability to keep up with the Pipe 65 is, he'll take it out. He'll fly it 3 times and he is done. All right. And if the wind blows or something like that, he won't fly it at all. But so he's been flying smaller airplanes. He does a lot better with that. And now Velvet 5 is a little bit smaller, and he made it electric. And we're just trimming that out last year.
First round.
So,
I'm just curious about it.
yeah, no, there's another guy that may be listening here. Larry Fruit sometimes listens in on to the show, so I don't know if he's out there. Give him a shout. But he just finished one of Wes's Velvets last year, and he actually built it so he can put normal flaps and the bidirection, the double slotted flap on it, and he can literally make the change on the field. In fact, he can even put one flap on one side, one on the other side if he wanted. I mean, he's done a real nice job with it. And so far, he's just been flying it with the normal flaps just to get a baseline, what he's used to and everything like that. And he is really impressed with how well the airplane flies. He really, really likes it. And he hasn't changed to the double slotted, but that's going to happen pretty doggone early this summer. So he wants to be at the field when Wes is out there and everything like that. We're going to all gang up on it and fly it. So.
Well, I did the laser cutting on that one, and I was just the last I spoke to him, he was okay with me offering it as kit, but I know nothing about it, so I was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if anybody would be interested in because of that.
Everybody is, everybody who's seen it, Wes did such a nice job of engineering the double slotted flap arrangement. It works beautifully. It's free and everything like that. But I think everybody's a little intimidated by it. All right. And so there have been a couple of people who have built them with the double slotted flaps, and they really liked it. But they haven't campaigned them or they haven't campaigned them or anything like that. So nobody else has seen them. They've only seen Wes's. So I don't know. There's Larry's got his going. I'm trying to talk him into going to the Nats next year. I was talking to him earlier this week about that. And let's see, there's another one going in for paint right now. I'll keep that a secret until the man announces it himself. And but he'll have one before long too. And
the Velvet 5.
Yeah, the three, the one that was published.
Okay.
So
any of you guys have any input on that other than Dennis?
I make it clear, Wes did all of that on his own. My input is that I launch it. So that was all Wes's ingenuity on it, all on his own. I had absolutely nothing to do with it.
I've seen it fly at the VSC. He took it there and did some demo flights, I believe, on it.
Yeah.
But that's all I've seen on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just came up with an idea just now off the top of my head, and I was thinking about maybe using an RDS system on a plane. So what I'm thinking is that instead of having the 90-degree control push rods that go up and down, you have a rod that goes into the flaps on an angle like this. And you can bend the rod, right? So because the rod moves like this up and down, and you can break the flaps in two sections, right? So you have a front section and a back section, and because of the rod, it's gonna bend. The flaps has a second section that does this number, and the main one does this. So at neutral, you're gonna kind of start like this, right? And then as you go down, you get this angle, right? And the further you go, the more you get of that. So.
And people call these toy airplanes.
Yeah. So that's kind of an idea. And we use that a lot in a bunch of gliders are using this system, in which instead of having a control horn like the typical one, you have the servo that sits inside the wing, and you have a direct drive into the servo head, and you have a wire that goes to an angle, and then just bends into the flaperon, which is here. So you have a drive shaft on an angle. So the challenge would be.
It would seem to me that system, the RDS system, would have. I'd like to see what it could do with something like a plug-in wing or something like that, to see if you could get a more, just a little better developed way of driving the flaps than just the horn hanging out there and stuff like that. Which it works, the current systems work just fine and everything like that, but that doesn't mean there couldn't be something else.
I mean, yeah, it's just, I mean, you always have to have something like a maybe like a drive shaft kind of thing. Where you have the drive shaft that goes out and then just changes angles to the RDS system,
Yeah.
like a drive shaft with your rear axles, with a double bowl, right?
Yeah, I like the idea of being able to put the control horn by whatever means you get to it. I'd like to be able to put it closer to the center of the flap too, and get rid of some of the flexure that way. When you have the horn basically at the center, you have whatever flexes in the horn multiplied by whatever's in the flap itself and stuff. You could somehow move almost like an aileron, move the horn out to the middle of the flap somewhere. It would seem like it would end up stiffer and all that. But I sketched up a couple of mechanisms, and none of them make me warm and fuzzy. So
Well, I was thinking about something like the Velvet system for the Revolutions, but then I said, I'm just gonna keep it basic and simple. And when I saw that it flies so good as is with very little complications, I said it's no sense of complicating things any more than they are.
Yeah, the neat, from the control horn perspective, Wes's system is 100% normal, 100% what we're used to seeing. His mechanism is levers and everything like that are all in the middle of the flaps.
Oh no, yeah, you're right about it. But
Yeah.
you have so many hinges over there that they are overlapping with the pins, and they have things that need to align and stuff like that. So yeah, but I think if you can do an RDS like this, let me see if I can find a marker.
I'm not sure that you could do an RDS and get the segmented, the slotted arrangement that Wes does.
You could probably get it done, yeah, if you have plenty, some clearance over there.
Yeah.
So
well, the other one, Frank Williams actually got a set of Wes's stuff, and I know he was messing around with it, but I've never heard any of his results. And I know Frank was looking at just a simple single slotted flap as an opportunity to possibly improve, the flap function. And but I've never heard him heard of any of his results, so I don't know if he actively pursuing it or whether it was unsuccessful or what.
Yeah, the problem with the RDS system is just getting the control to the control surfaces, and then you have so many joints. I can see that you have so many joints over there, plus the lucky boxes inside the flaps, and everything has to be nice and smooth and all that good stuff to go with it,
Yep.
And that's a definitely challenge, Is it doable? Yes, absolutely. Is it practical? That's the
there's always a catch, right?
Yeah, that's the $1 billion question right there.
Does it work?
It should work. Should work fine,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think it should.
You gotta put.
So this is what I was looking at, something like this, right? And this is your RDS system. It's like, see, you would have the rod that goes to an angle, right? And this is a drive system over here. So as the rod is rotating around like this, right? You can imagine this is going to be like when it's in neutral position. But if you rotate this 90 degrees, the maximum is you're going to get this angle. Exactly that profile.
I see. So you want to put a double bend in the RDS.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
So
I didn't understand that before, but I can see where you can get that.
So you have like a joint here, and you just take this to the control horn to the push rod, and in the flaps you have something like this, kind of like that. So the RDS is going to come on an angle like this inside, and then you're going to have the bands over there. So when you're gonna rotate it like this, so you're going to have something like.
Here comes Lynn Burrell.
All right.
What's RDS stand for?
Rotational drive system.
Oh.
Yeah, it was developed by a sailplane flyer. Was that Harley Michelis did that? I think that was it. And he actually had
So
his
you get
pivot
this,
was
right?
running perpendicular right off the top of the servo arm. So
Yep. In RC, what they do, they put the servo like this, just right here.
yeah.
So the servo shaft is directly driven there,
Yeah.
and because the wire is bent to an angle, when it's rotated, it's actuating the flaps, right?
Ah,
Now, because we have a double button here, and you have another secondary hinge line, like there, right?
Come, Steve.
It's proportional.
Yeah.
As you go down, you also get this, right? You go further down, you get more. So
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
these, and plus that,
cool.
right?
You'd have to have some pretty wide lucky boxes though with that.
No, not necessary. No, because you only need this point here. You need to constrain it here and here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only points you need to constrain. The rest is just clearance.
Yeah. Well,
But you also
what I'm saying is
have
that
to
that
you also
thing's
have
gonna
to
swing.
support this end here, because if this end just moves up and down, you're not gonna get the controls there, right?
Yeah. I think part of the pay in the sailplane system, the payoffs were things like he had no exposed control horns.
Mm-hmm.
There was no slop in any linkages or anything like that.
Very
And
clean.
those are things that would be appealing to us too. If you can get that rotation, get that rotational motion that you would normally get with a servo, and instead get it out of a bell crank. That's where it starts getting a little fuzzy. Of course, you could all go to that system that what's his name up in Canada. He was using the bell crank to drive servos.
Oh, that's Ken Bird.
Say again.
Ken Bird.
Kim Doherty.
Kim Doherty. Yeah, Kim Doherty. Right.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Oh, he had basically he had a pot on the bell crank, and he used that to send signals to servos in the flaps and in the tail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because it was all electronic, he could electronically, mix his controls or do differential, elevator to flap and stuff like that. And he could do things like expos or anything like that. So
That is absolutely true. But however, I have one little issue with that. And the little issue is that the servers are not instantaneous. You give it the control, it's going to take a while for the controls to be moving and getting into the position that you command them. By that time, you're in the ground.
And no matter how fast the servo is, it's not as fast as the hand.
Yes.
Maybe not, but it kind of violates the whole idea of control line.
No, it's still control line. I mean, you don't have.
It's not control line. You don't have.
Yeah, I think you put it another way, Howard. I'm not sure if the international community get it or not, but I know like even our own scale guys, they use radios routinely for everything else. And they mandate that you must have direct link from the bell crank to the elevator, in a traditional control line system. They don't care if you use the radio for driving, other accessories and stuff. It seems to me, I thought that the international community had done, they had done that also, but I don't know if they did that for Stunt or not.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I intend to have them do it.
Yeah, I would think.
I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, the coolest. I'm sorry.
The other objection is that you can't tell if there's augmentation in there. You can't tell if there's an autopilot in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's true. And that's the one thing I was thinking about. It's like you can also use it like a trim tab on the elevator, and actuate it. So when the plane is like, say you're going a wing over, you're just a little bit off the vertical. The trim tab is going to just automatically just put it back into the straight.
Yep. Yep.
on a straight path.
You can't see it. And
you cannot see it. Yeah.
You can't see that. It's just an Arduino, you know.
Yeah, I mean you can definitely cheat it. So you have your main control in your hand, right? But it's just you're just gonna fine tune corrections easy here and there, you know, which you cannot see, and you cannot prove either.
Precisely.
So if you wanna cheat, you can cheat. Where's the will, there's a way.
Or what's the old thing? If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Or something
Hard
like
enough.
that. Yeah, you're not trying hard enough. You're not cheating, you're not trying. So
if you keep it,
and I didn't mean that trying. I didn't mean trying.
You're not trying.
Trying. Yeah, that was the word.
Ooh, that was a plug for his point.
That's it. Or the other way, you know, the other
10%
expression, it's only cheating if you get caught. So.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they don't go into the NASCAR rules where they strip it down when you win.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about doing like a Raby rather for, you know, using like a servo instead of a direct link.
Yeah.
To it.
What?
But
oh no. Charles is jumping in.
All right, so let me catch up on the chat box because we're getting close to the after party. Timothy DeBoard, he says, "Have you seen Draco?"
Yes.
Okay. So the answer is yes. And we have only 19 likes, and we've had like 23 views, I think. Concurrently 23. Yeah, 23. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. That helps the channel grow. And I learned I can't rely on the replays, but if you are watching this as a replay, please let me let Lynn Burrell in. Please, if you're watching this as a replay, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the join button. And then when you subscribe, make sure you hit all notifications so that you get notified when we're live, so you can be part of the show. We're getting ready to transition to the after party, and you have to be a registered member of Stunthangar Forum. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. You must place a space between your real first and last name, and you must have a valid email address, or Sparky, the proprietor, will not approve you. So that's hard and fast rule. He does not play. But we'd love to have you subscribe. We'd love to have you join Stunthangar. Love to have you come on in. We'll be doing this again next Monday, same time, same channel. And unless somebody wants to see, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and we will start the after